$20,171,112 Article View Option SEOUL, October 1. Yonhap, the head of South Korea's central bank, has said financial market volatility could further go up if tensions between North Korea and the United States escalate. "I think North Korea risks have increased compared with a month ago," Bank of Korea Governor Lee Jae-il told reporters on Friday in Incheon, a port city west of Seoul. Tensions have spiked on the Korean peninsula following North Korea's sixth and most powerful nuclear test and a series of ballistic missile tests. A recent war of words between the leaders of North Korea and the United States has stoked fears of a possible military conflict here. South and North Korea remain technically in a state of war as the bloody 195,053 Korean War ended in a truce, not a formal peace treaty. Lee also said increased financial market volatility could weaken consumer and business sentiment. South Korean policymakers have maintained tensions over North Korea's nuclear and missile tests are likely to have a limited impact on Asia's fourth-largest economy. Kim Eng-tan, senior director of Asia-Pacific sovereign ratings at the global rating agency Standard & Poor's, said earlier this month in Seoul that the impact will be relatively limited as long as there is no actual outbreak of conflict. Lee said North Korea risks and monetary policies of major economies are the two most important issues that merit close attention. The BOC is set to hold its review session on October 19 to decide whether to keep or adjust the all-time low rate of 1.25%. Lee said he will closely monitor the monetary policies of major economies, noting monetary policy normalizations by major economies, coupled with North Korea risks, could heighten volatility in financial markets. Earlier this month, the U.S. Central Bank announced that it will begin gradually reducing its U.S. $4.5 trillion portfolio of bonds in October. The Fed took quantitative easing steps following the 2008 global financial crisis to bolster the economy. Asked about a currency swap deal between Seoul and Beijing, Lee said the two sides are scheduled to meet again Sunday to discuss whether to extend the deal that is set to expire October 10. He said there are issues that should be taken into account during negotiations, though he did not elaborate. Last year, South Korea and China agreed to prolong the bilateral deal, which was first initiated in 2009 with a value of $32 trillion US $27 billion, and expanded to $64 trillion in 2011. A currency swap is a tool for defending against financial turmoil by allowing a country beset by a liquidity crunch to borrow money from others with its own currency. Some South Korean analysts have voiced concerns that the diplomatic tensions between Seoul and Beijing over South Korea's deployment of an advanced U.S. anti-missile system could jeopardize the currency swap agreement. A recent email to China's central bank seeking comment went unanswered. China has taken a series of economic retaliations against South Korea, including a ban on group tours to South Korea, in protest of the deployment of the U.S. missile defense system in South Korea. Seoul and Washington said the terminal high-altitude area of defense system is only meant to counter North Korea's evolving nuclear and missile threats. But China has repeatedly pressed South Korea to withdraw the missile system out of concern that the deployment could hurt Beijing's security interests. Entropy at ina.co.kren